Hello, my dear friends. I'm Michaela. Welcome to my astrology channel, Today Energy. This video is a general yearly forecast for all of you born with ascendant, sun, and or moon in the sign of Taurus. So, my dear Tauruses, let's check 2023 for you. Now, on a global scale, I believe 2023 will be an active year for the society with social changes and shifts, because 3 outer slower planets are changing their signs, as well as the karmic lunar nodes. But the question is, of course, whether you personally will feel these planetary transits. And this depends very much on your unique personal natal chart. I hope you know it well. I will be mentioning in this video very specific degree positions, because that's important for deciding and seeing whether you will feel these energies this year, or maybe you felt them already, or maybe it's still ahead in the future years. If you still haven't seen your natal chart, you can easily build it online for free in one of the astrological websites like astro.com or astroseek.com. I use mostly astroseek.com. It's important, of course, to know the date, the place, and I believe very importantly, the time of your birth. Now, for this video, I will share with you my screen. I made a screenshot of this chart. It's a transit chart for some time at the beginning of 2023. So I placed here the key player, the big planets and the karmic nodes. And I put it to be from the perspective of a Taurus sign. So whether you're Taurus rising, sun or moon, Taurus becomes your first house, especially according to the whole sign system, which I use for my general forecast, because it's more kind of generalizing, but it's the oldest system used in astrology for natal charts and for forecasts. But I must say that in my private personal consultations, I use the Placidus system, but it's impossible to address all people, all Tauruses with Placidus, because it counts very much the degrees of each house cusp. And of course, I don't know also the degrees of your moon, sun, and other planets. But since you are a Taurus and you're watching this video, then we will be counting everything here from your unique perspective. So let's dive in. Already at the beginning of the year, we have a shift of energies. After 2.5 months being retrograde, the planet Mars starts moving direct again on the 12th of January. Now, around this date, we might feel intensity in the society and on personal level, because Mars seems to be frozen on the sky. It's in a stationary position around the 12th of January. So, try to avoid conflicts and confrontations with others. You might feel some inner tension, but already after that, Mars slowly but surely starts moving in his favorite direction, because Mars is a very energetic planet. It's about drive, motivation, ambition, speed. So as he gains momentum, several areas of your life start being unstuck and go full steam ahead. And those areas of your life are your 7th house, because it's ruled by Mars. So you start more actively communicating with people, establishing some agreements, working with documents, contracts, more communication in personal and professional relationships. Also, you see that Mars rules your 12th house. So also the subconscious motivations, fighting the bad habits, doing some spiritual or psychological work. also dealing with documents for emigration, for relocation, work online and remotely, secret hidden projects that you do in isolation, healing of any sort is also moving forward with Mars going direct. And last but not least, we see that this maneuver is done in Gemini, which is your second house. So if there was stagnation or frustration regarding work, finances, earning money, spending money, working with your self-esteem, with your body, then now things are going forward and gaining momentum, which is great. Then on the 8th of March, we have an important event. After almost 3 years of transiting through Aquarius, through your 10th house, Saturn goes into Pisces. Last time Saturn was in Pisces between 1993 and 1996. I say these dates for you to maybe remember if something significant and important was going on in your life back then, because now we have same transit, basically. Of course, the rest of the planets, the other configuration on the sky is different, but still, once I start talking to you about Saturn through your 11th house, maybe you will relate to what was going on 28, 29 years ago in your life, because this is the cycle of Saturn. He returns to same position every 28 or 29 years. And maybe similar topics will reappear now in your life. But first, let's check why was so important this transit of Saturn through Aquarius for you up until the 8th of March 2023. Well, because for you, Aquarius is your 10th house, which is one of the 4 cardinal areas of your natal chart, areas of your life, fundamental ones. And Saturn is a karmic planet. He's revising, he's structuring, he's cleaning, streamlining, and in this case, it's all about your public life, your professional aspirations, your ambitions, and your mission and role in the society, your purpose in life. You see, so serious topics. Oftentimes, it's purely about work and your vocation. And here, Saturn might make you ask yourself, have I achieved what I was hoping for, planning, and working hard for? Do I have the status I would like to have? Do I have the authority that other people respect? Do people respect me? It's very important for Saturn to have the positive public opinion and to have some tangible achievements, to be proud of something that you have done in your career, in your public life. Have I received the position that corresponds to my efforts? What is success for me? Maybe Saturn made you realize that the big achievements usually come with big responsibilities and big obligations. Has your profession been a burden to you? Has it bring you some limitations? Because Saturn is a planet that narrows down, that limits. Maybe you had to put boundaries with your parent, because 10th house usually represents a paternal figure in our life, a parent, a father figure, or any authority figure, or manager, director. So maybe these people were more Saturnian, more strict, more rigid, more cold, more aloof, making you work hard. Or maybe you became a boss, a manager, a director, a business owner, a parent, and maybe you became this rigid and strict and moralizing person, right? So think about it. If your duties at work were unbearable, if they brought you burnout and tiredness, fatigue, depression, then Saturn signals you with big red flags that this is not the career you need to have, that you have some other vocation in this life to perform. Maybe you became a leader, because Saturn in 10th house definitely makes you take much more responsibilities for your status and for your public life. Or maybe you felt more observed and restricted by someone above you. And challenges, think about the challenges Saturn brought to your life. Do you see them as something scary or as something that motivates you? Because 10th house is like the Mount Everest. On the top of it is the place of your success, of popularity, of people respecting you, of you being like, the king. And Saturn makes you basically climb up step by step, slowly but surely. It might be tiring, it might be hard, it might be challenging, there might be obstacles to overcome, challenges, but at the end what you achieve is truly long-lasting, material and tangible, and no one can anymore push you out of this peak. Of course, there might be new peaks later to achieve if you don't want to stagnate, but this is your place now to be on the top of the mountain. And no one can throw you down. You know very well how much effort, time, patience you spend on it. Saturn is very realistic. He makes realistic assessments of exactly what you have built, what you have achieved so far in the society. Because remember that Saturn is the Lord of time, so he doesn't like to spend time on superficial or mediocre things. He wants the real deal only. And karma is not about, he's also the Lord of karma, which is not about punishment. It's about the causes and the effects. Saturn gives you the rewards. You reap the rewards, what you have sown. So very importantly, when Saturn will be or did crossed your MC, the career point, and always across it lies the IC, the point of your personal life, family, foundations in life, and place of living. So when Saturn was crossing or will cross MC, IC line, because they might be in your 10th house, in your 11th house, in your 9th house, you see, depends on your natal chart. Well, then comes the real restructuring, the real spring cleaning, the real revision of your goals, achievements, and of your emotional state and your foundation and your inner core. What supports you to be strong and to be brave and to keep on going. Or of course, what limits you as well, something related to parents, to family patterns, and so on. And then on the 8th of March, Saturn goes into Pisces to revise and structure and organize your social life, your friendships with 11th house, your role in the society. So again, here you can come as a leader of a group. Here you can come as a teacher, as a manager of a team, large team of people, because again, Saturn likes higher status and roles of respect. So you can ask yourself whether your teammates, your friends, whether they really appreciate you and respect you, whether they are the true people you can rely on, or they are just passers-by. Remember, Saturn eliminates everything superficial, and in this case, superficial people in your life. Also, 11th house is the achievements and the gains from 10th house, from career and status. So if you haven't seen any rewards, awards, payment for all these 2.5 years, 3 years efforts to build your status and your career, maybe now Saturn in 11th house will give you this popularity, this recognition, these rewards, awards, prizes. But again, depends how much effort you were putting here, how honest you were, and whether you were following your true life path and true life mission. 11th house is also your hopes, dreams, wishes for the future. And because here we have the planet Neptune, by the way, in 2023, Neptune will be moving between 22 and 27 degrees of Pisces. And having only Neptune in your 11th house might give you a bit of like too much trust, too much relying on your friends, too much escaping reality with others, like partying, like too much spiritual work, maybe. Of course, it's great for people in artistic environments. If you want to do something creative with others, with your friends, then yes, Neptune is good, but also about hopes, dreams, and wishes. You can be unrealistic. You can be passive, just daydreaming without acting upon your dreams. And here it's good to have Saturn, because he will structure a bit your dreams. He will make you ask yourself a question whether they're realistic, whether and how you can achieve them, make a plan, make a strategy, but still keep the vision, keep the faith, right? So it's a good combination, because Neptune doesn't allow Saturn to be too strict and too rigid and too serious and too pessimistic and cut friendships out and so on. But Saturn also will structure a bit and help you set boundaries with the society, with the so-called friends, because some of them might be just here to party with you, but now you will realize who really will kind of survive the tests of time and of difficulties, who will be really next to you on your side, even through harder challenges, for example. Another important transit, let's see, is the transit of Uranus. For several years already, he walks through Taurus. And here it's very important the degree of your sun or moon or rising sign, because in 2023, Uranus will cover the ground between 15-degree Taurus and 23-degree Taurus. So, of course, you will feel him the most if your sun, moon, or ascendant are between these degrees. So let's see, Uranus is a very interesting planet. He makes you do some radical changes in your life, most probably in your body, in your style, in your environment, in your behavior, in your connections and relationships. And you are the person who might surprise or shock others, who might provoke people. You might become increasingly more and more impatient, freedom-loving, but also be careful not to become too kind of narrow-minded and dogmatic, because yes, Uranus always looks into the future. He has visions about how to develop, how to grow, but he doesn't like to agree with the opinions of others. In a sense, it's like my way or the highway. So yes, you might become a big revolutionary or a rebel, but I warn you not to burn bridges unnecessarily, just out of boredom or out of stubbornness. You might feel more like the black sheep because of your new and unique interests, hobbies, aspirations. You might start liking esoterics, astrology, aviation, astronomy, science, technology, artificial intelligence, information technologies, anything innovative. So you might be too much out of the box, too much ahead of your time, which could be incomprehensible for others, especially if we talk about ascendant-descendant line. Your relationships might change drastically because of you. You make the decisions. You're the decision maker, but you may be too impatient, too much going for freedom. And remember, last year, already for like almost 2 years, there was this annoying square between Saturn in your 10th house, caring about the status quo, about traditions, reputation, what others will think of me, right? I have to work hard, achieve the career, achieve the higher positions, establish my own legacy. And then Uranus in the first house, like, I don't care. I just want to do whatever it's fun and, follow my own vibe and find my own tribe. So, oof, dear Taurus, that probably was hard to combine, right? But now you see, 10th house gets cleared from Saturn Still, Uranus shakes you up here in the first house. Be careful from nervous excitement and even, I would say, anxiousness. Uranus is the planet of electricity, so be careful with electricity as well. Definitely, you might work with new technologies and modernize your life. But also for your nerves, I would recommend supplements with magnesium because it helps very much the nerves, the nervous system, and also ground yourself. Go to the mountain. With Uranus, you might like high peaks, high places, or live in an apartment in a skyscraper or highest floor, but still don't lose touch with your element, with earth, because you are a fixed, stable earth sign. You like material comfort and stability. You like to preserve. But here is an interesting contradiction, because Uranus is the chain breaker and he likes to shake the foundations and shake the earth. So you might feel like the rug is being removed from under your feet. And yes, it might be quite uncomfortable, but it's just about, I always give advice when Uranus is transiting your sun, moon, or ascendant, buckle up and kind of try to be flexible, go along with the changes and enjoy the ride. Yeah. By the way, if your sun is here, you might become much more creative, as rebellious as well as innovative, creative. There might be changes indeed in your career. There might be a rebellion against the old school things and father figures and authority. You might come to something new and very stimulating and exciting. Become much more open-minded against prejudices, open up your horizons, welcome the changes, fight against social injustice, stagnation, and so on. If your moon is here, it might be a bit more challenging, because moon, especially in Taurus, likes the material comfort, the sensual pleasures, and indulging the five senses. And Uranus is such a nervous energy, so you might have this moodiness and ups and downs in your mood. You might feel confused because things are changing, situations are changing. You might feel anxiety, insecurity, but at the same time, you might feel with your moon the huge need of space around you, of novelty, of change. On the other hand, you might feel as an outcast and desperately seek for your tribe, for your supporters, for your like-minded people. And yes, Saturn might help you find the true ones if you openly show your true self, right? And again, try to be more excited rather than worried about the changes. Especially there might be changes with the moon here in your family status, in your place of living, regarding your home. Right, another transit we have is of Pluto. After spending 15 years in Capricorn in your 9th house, on the 23rd of March 2023, Pluto will go into Aquarius to stay here for the next 20 years, till 2044. But because it's such a slow planet, in 2023, Pluto will just reach 0 degree and 21 minutes of Aquarius, so not even covering a whole 1 degree of the sign, as then he will turn retrograde, and in June he will come back into Capricorn to finish something in the last 3 degrees of Capricorn. In any case, though, it's a historical event, the very first dipping of Pluto into Aquarius, because it's the first time of Pluto in Aquarius from its discovery in 1930. He was discovered in Leo, so now finally he reaches Aquarius. So that's going to bring huge social changes. But for you personally, I will say that, okay, first let's focus on Pluto in your 9th house. What has changed here? Well, Pluto is the deep transformation, the deep psychological revealing of the truth. And here he was transforming your belief system and your principles, whether through people, inspirational figures, professors, teachers, mentors, guides, gurus, or through life circumstances, or through traveling, through books, something that changed your perspective on life, your worldview overall. And ninth house is also your goals in life, your vision for the future, what you want to achieve, what you are aiming for in order to learn it, to master it, and then already in the 10th house to establish your own, let's say, business or career or family, your empire, and so on. So here Pluto first asks you to, to be completely honest with yourself and to see what you are looking for in your life. What are your goals, your aims? You might do it through travels, through education, through meeting different people from different cultures, religions, philosophies, wise people, inspiring people, idols. Pluto introduces depth, revelations into your life. Nothing superficial or mediocre is of interest when Pluto is in your 9th house. You might choose long-term education, you might choose to do self-analysis or deep researches of some topics that, help you open your eyes and see the world through different perspective. You yourself might become such a guru, such a leader, such a magnetic orator or speaker, and crowds will follow you. Pluto is about big amounts of people, big money, big investments, big group of followers here. And Pluto gives charisma, charm, irresistible magnetism. But be careful, because it's also about manipulations. It's also about, being the gray cardinal. So moving masses from behind the scenes. 9th house is about politics, it's about celebrities, it's about being on a central stage. It's about popularity. And here, Pluto can bring you big popularity, but it's important for you to be extremely honest with yourself and with people. And the doctrine you're spreading must be true to your own principles. And you might become too dogmatic, because Pluto is extreme. It's about black and white. So Pluto in the 9th house, unfortunately, is about fanaticism. It's about fixed ideas, obsessions with something, with some truth. And to be honest with you, there is no unique truth. Truth is very subjective. Each of us have our own truths. So there is no one general universal truth, and Pluto has to understand this. So your audience can expand, but you must not become the Inquisition and to do it again like my way or the highway, and not to accept other points of view and other doctrines, not to become judgmental. There might be some intense, extreme experiences while traveling, or fighting in conflicts and power struggles with foreigners or with authority figures or representatives of the legal system. There might be some big fights in the court case, so maybe for inheritance or for big money. Pluto can help you for international business. You might feel pressure, power struggles with some teachers, professors. Pluto is everything like taboo and controlling, and power issues, and even sexual manipulations, and so on. Also on the subconscious level, Pluto helps you to eliminate some toxic beliefs and prejudices. You must gain some deep inner confidence in your opinion, but not becoming inquisitor or dogmatic person. So inner wisdom, to gain respect of the others, right? To decide whether you belong to some organized religion or church, or follower of some leader or guru. Pluto can open your eyes about false idols, about fake and manipulative gurus. Maybe you should become your own idol and follow kind of your own inner truth. And that's the most important thing here. And there will be this huge desire to explore the world and find the wisdom of the world. Especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius, for you will be important in 2023 if your natal sun, moon, or rising sign are just at the beginning of Taurus, so in the first degree. Then you will feel the square of Pluto towards you in 2023. If your planets and angles are further, then you have still 20 years to experience Pluto on them. And of course, a square from Pluto, first of all, not every single person from our generation will have a Pluto conjunction, square, or opposition. That means that was truly the choice of your soul to have such an experience and such a lesson. And it's not easy. First of all, a square is a challenge, is a very intense aspect. And Pluto acts oftentimes through pressure, through power struggles and control issues, manipulations. He provokes your fears. He sharpens your survival instinct. He introduces to our lives, whether personal, psychological, emotional, or external shocks, shakeups. And this all is done in order to purge our lives, to produce catharsis, kind of revival, in a sense, like to be reborn under the influence of Pluto, to become stronger, to become wiser, to become more confident and more in control of your life. But first, you have to face these issues. And you see, Aquarius is your 10th house. So Pluto will be acting through people of power in your life, through your parents, through your bosses, through your managers, through authority figures, through the government. Yeah, so you might experience this control and pressure from them. Very much depends in which degree is your MC, because when Pluto conjuncts your MC, and this influence usually lasts for 2 years, as well as the square to your natal planets and angles, it's 2 years transit of Pluto, then you will feel the most what I'm talking about. And when Pluto conjuncts MC, and hence the IC point across, you will experience massive transformations in your professional and personal life. You might lose job, establish a business, transformations can happen in the life of your parents. There might be moving out, moving in, children might be born, you might become a parent, a grandparent, an uncle, aunt. And, you know, that's when Pluto touches MC, IC. You might lose a property, buy a property, become a millionaire, become a politician, right? 10th house is career, profession, and it might be more Plutonian. So you might be interested in psychology, in burial services, in surgeries, in crisis management, in finances, big politics, big banking systems. Try to avoid shady schemes, shady government, mafia, of course, the underworld, because 10th house is the most visible area of our natal charts. So whatever happens here, everyone is in the public eye, basically. So yes, you might become more Plutonian, more like the Godfather, more holding on to power. There might be secrets revealed about you, something personal, possibly if Pluto squares your moon or sun, something from your family history or your own ambitions. If Pluto will be squaring your ascendant descendant, he will be transforming your relationships in your private life or in work, in business, with your advisors, consultants. There might be big betrayals, big changes, divorces, marriages as well. Pluto is death and life too. So first he wants to destroy, like the Lord Shiva in Hindu mythology, who performs his dance. So every night he destroys the old order, the old world, in order to rebuild it from scratch, from new, pure, purified, yes, and better every day. But then comes night again. So it's a cycle of life and death. Maybe you studied psychology for so many years, and now you start your practice, or you became already a practitioner, but now you gain international rewards and acknowledgement, or you open your own office company and hire other people to work for you. Something very important happens when planets transit your 10th house, and you see first Saturn transit through here, and Saturn was the lord of all these fears and anxieties and vulnerabilities, challenges and death, up until Pluto was discovered. So now Saturn is more like on a daily level, on physical changes. So when he was passing your 10th house, your MC, IC line, yes, he was organizing, yes, he was streamlining, cleaning, something like a spring cleaning, right? Putting everything in order, like your plans for the future, you thinking about your true mission, you applying for better jobs, for higher positions, more responsible ones. And now Pluto comes here and digs even deeper. He asks you questions like, what legacy would you like to leave behind you in this world after you pass away? Is it a family? Is it a business? Is it an empire? In a sense, do you want to go into politics? Do you want to change social norms, social life? Do you want to help some other way the society, right? Do you want to build your own estate, your home? Maybe you want to establish family business. But anyways, Pluto, remember, is like all or nothing. It's the big lows and big highs. So maybe you will lose your previous job in order to requalify for something else, in order to start your own business, or in order to dedicate more attention to your home and family life. Pluto will definitely ask you about your deep inner aspirations, your purpose in life, for real, for sure, like really, really. And also, yeah, of course, Pluto signifies insurances, taxes. So you might work in something like this, esoterics. Maybe you finally gain the self-confidence to start working as an astrologer, as a tarologist. It's very important to remain composed when you have such transits like Saturn, like Pluto. There might be a huge change, like nationality change, residency change, relocation. If Pluto squares your sun, really it might be more about career and relationship with a parental figure. If Pluto squares your moon, there might be changes in your place of living and family dynamics. Emotions might be very much heightened. There might be obsessions, fears, some inner deep secrets and traumas might come to the surface, not to torture you, but you have to face your demons, your skeletons from the wardrobe in order to gain awareness about them, to acknowledge them, to study them, to research, to analyze, and to find a way to make peace with them, to release, to let go, to forgive, to purge. Look, so nice that Neptune is sextiling you here. Well, remember, especially the degrees, but Neptune helps to become more humble, more spiritual, to let go And this is what also Pluto wants. Let go of the superficial, of the unreal, untrue, and stay true to yourself. Become more of empowered, gain more control of your life, of your direction in life. It's very powerful transit, really. But again, remember the precise degrees. And then let's go to something a bit lighter and more positive, because you have support from the universe. Jupiter transits Aries, your 12th house, until the 17th of May. And your 12th house is the subconscious. So no matter what happens on a conscious level regarding your faith, right? You might have belief system crisis, rearrange your priorities, your value system in life, your beliefs, whether you go agnostic or believer, and then you restructure your mission in life and your home and your family, your relationships, your goals in life. You gain power through power struggles. You have to find control through control issues and so on. But Jupiter makes you feel good inside. You have good sleep, good dreams. You know that someone is protecting you, your ancestors, your guardian angels, the universe, God. 12th house is the fate, is the subconscious, is of letting go. And Jupiter here helps you to be wise, to maintain this optimism innerly inside of you, this faith, this hope, to let go of anything that does not serve you anymore, like bad habits, like wrong and harmful relationships, toxic attachments, like negative thinking, self-doubt, fears, traumas, and so on. Jupiter in the 12th house helps you heal your body and your emotions, your mental state. Jupiter can be the teacher, the guru, the shaman, the psychologist who help you here with this on, you know, your emotional transformation and spiritual pursuits. You might travel to faraway lands, to monasteries, to ashrams, to places of energetic power. You might go to pilgrimage. This is also like part of discovering who you are and discovering your faith and your belief system. You might go to spiritual or, you know, something like yoga retreats and so on. You might discover the compassion, the empathy, do more charity work will help you here. And one of my astrology teachers, she compares having Jupiter in the 12th house as to these medieval battles when one army is fighting the other on the battlefield and the soldiers are already losing and dying in the mud and it's difficult, right? Imagine like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, or Braveheart, right? You have this battle, and then suddenly comes the artillery, the horse riders. They show up on the top of the hill, right? And they charge down to help you, to help your army. So this is the cavalry that suddenly appears on the horizon to come and help you win the battle. So that's great. And then after the 17th of May, Jupiter moves into your first house. This is amazing transit. It happens once every 12 years. So 2011, 2012, Jupiter was in Taurus for the last time. Remember what was going on back then, because this is your moment of reference. Of how was Jupiter helping you expand and grow and share your faith, hope, and optimism, your wisdom, your knowledge with the others. You're such an inspirational figure. You can upgrade your life, move forward, be brave, be self-confident, be generous. You're like larger than life in this period. And in 2023, Jupiter will cover from 0 to 15 degree of Taurus. Okay, so later born Tauruses will enjoy Jupiter in their home already next year in 2024. Be careful because transiting the first house, Jupiter might expand your body as well. So you might gain weight because Jupiter likes to indulge, especially here. First house is self-indulgence, likes to receive pleasures from life. Jupiter is also adventurous spirit. So you might travel, explore the world. Again, change your perspective and vision about yourself, your place in the world, your role in the society. Great time to start personal projects because Jupiter is the big luck, destiny, life. People will help you. You will have this charisma and self-confidence. People will gladly follow you. So everything you start now will grow with the blessing of Jupiter. You might become wiser and gain popularity and respect of others. A key date will be 31st of May. It's when Jupiter will conjunct the North Node here at 3 degrees Taurus. So wow, if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising sign around 3 degrees Taurus, you will be propelled into the future because the North Node is about growth, expansion, development, like suddenly, overnight. That's anything new, anything exotic. That's the new lessons we have to learn in life. And Jupiter also, it's growth, faith, optimism, courage, good luck. So don't miss the end of May, beginning of June. That's very key dates for your personal development. Maybe you will gain some status, prestige, marriages, engagement, open up a business or gain a success in business, receiving a diploma, graduate, start study, start teaching, publishing, traveling, having a child. Jupiter in Vedic astrology represents children. And remember, here is Uranus. Saturn leaves the 10th house. So the way clears up for you. You don't have any more obstacles to your development, personal development. And also, let's touch the karmic nodes. The North Node, about the future lessons in life and evolution, and the South Node, the comfort zone and what we have to let go in life. Now, in personal consultations, I pay specific attention to the position of the nodes in your natal chart because they show so much of your life path, where you come from, and what challenges you have in front of you, but what you truly desire as well, and where you have to grow and develop. But transiting nodes, they occupy each sign for 1.5 years. So basically the attention of the society at large is also on these 2 zodiac signs, on this axis through which the nodes are traveling. And also for us personally, individually, it's important which houses they cross in their transits. The nodes almost always move in a retrograde motion. So they go in an inversed zodiacal order. So in this case, from Taurus, they move, well, the North Node moves from Taurus into Aries, and the South Node moves from Scorpio into Libra on 18th of July 2023. So yes, first the North Node was expanding your conscious self, was helping you step into the future, develop, grow, evolve, discover new technologies, modernization, charge forward with your plans, with your desires, obviously like self-development and development on relationships, focus on yourself, your capabilities, your wishes. And now the North Node goes into your 12th house of everything hidden. So you will continue discovering your hidden resources. Maybe your focus now will be towards your inner world, towards purging the old, anything that still keeps you in shackles from moving forward, from growing. Those might be people, relationships, attachments, programs from the past, from family, patterns, fears, traumas, holding grudges, phobias, and so on. So here you will actively work to release, to let go. Maybe you will go abroad. Rahu the North Node is about exotic places, young generation, new people. So you might meet people from different cultures, from overseas, or you might start working for a high-tech company or something related to information technologies. You might work in isolation, or you might go abroad on an island or something like that. Healing, purging, releasing, letting go, maybe spending more time with yourself in isolation. That might be because you're pregnant, that might be because you're doing some deep research, preparing your master thesis, or preparing to, finish university degree. So basically, kind of more time in nature, or at home, or in the library, or in a sanatorium, or in a clinic, doing some health researches, and so on. Definitely great time to work on your intuition, creativity. Maybe you start doing some creative project, or something spiritual. Great time to do constellations and regressions to establish connection with your ancestors, your family lineage, your family line, or go back and explore your past lives, because there you might find a treasure of your own talents and qualities you can use in this lifetime. And of course, the South Node is in your 6th house. So letting go of some physical bad habits, some physical stress, maybe let go of work, maybe you're burned out, so that's why you need a sabbatic year, less worries on a daily, mundane, physical things, less worries about, I don't know, repairment of your home, of your car, helping your relatives, having some strict regime and so on. I mean, of course, you should take care of your health, but now you might realize that your health problems are due to some subconscious issues. So maybe you'll discover this new German medicine, or some new esoteric sources of healing, not so traditional physical medicine with pills. But in any case, I always say that if you have a physical trouble, then of course you should go to the doctor, but also remember about the psychosomatics, and that all the symptoms from the body originate in our mental body and emotional body first. Wherever we have the nodes, the eclipses follow. So next year we will have 4 eclipses. I will mention you now the dates and what they will bring you briefly, because of course throughout the year I plan, if everything goes well and we stay healthy and alive, as we say in my language, I would like to record different videos for those different events I'm mentioning here. So the first eclipse will be on the 20th of April. It's going to happen at 29 degrees Aries. It's going to square Saturn at 0 degrees Aquarius. And yeah, it's going to be solar eclipse with the North Node. So very powerful new beginnings relating to your status, to your work, mission in life, maybe as well, family and home. But it's going to be kind of the beginning of the end, because it's a powerful energy of releasing and letting go and liberating some space for something new. Maybe it's relocation, immigration. Then on the 5th of May, we have a lunar eclipse with the South Node at 14 degrees Scorpio. And that's will bring some massive important changes, maybe culmination, endings possibly in your relationships, documents, contracts, agreements, partnerships, and so on. Then we have a solar eclipse on the 14th of October at 21 degrees Libra. And yes, this eclipse is about changes at work, in your health, in your daily regime and routine, and how you deal with some problems and issues in your life. And this eclipse will be with the South Node. So ending maybe of some difficult situation, work project, health issue, and it's going to be with Mercury. So some contracts, some negotiations, communications, knowledge might come to you. Then we have a lunar eclipse at 28 degree, on the 28th of October at 5 degrees Taurus. Important for you, Tauruses. It's going to be lunar eclipse, so releasing, ending, realizations, information, culmination, celebrations of something. Plus, it's going to be with a North Node, so some new people or situations or opportunities are invited to your life. And of course, first house, it's about your initiatives, your relationships, your body, your health, new things that you start in life. Okay, then let's talk a bit about Venus, the other benefic planet. Usually Venus spends 1 month in each sign, but in 2023, she will spend 4 months in Leo. Why? Because she will be retrograding here. Venus will be in Leo from the 6th of June till the 10th of October, and Leo is your 4th house. Venus, of course, brings joy, pleasure, harmony in your family life, relationship with your parents, grandparents, children. There will be celebrations, or you will make your home more cozy, lovely, more beautiful. You might feel happier at home. You will feel support, love, joy at home when maybe dealing with something professional. But especially when Venus will be passing on your IC point, remember that always across is the MC point. So Venus might bring you success, even financially, from real estate matters, from work, from business. It might be related to family business, to property business, renting a place, finding good roomies, roommates, buying, selling. Everything will be blessed, successful, and harmonious thanks to Venus. Of course, there might be weddings at home, children being born. You can become godmother, godfather for someone within your family or friends. Basically, beautiful, pleasant, happy times with your loved ones at your home and in your internal emotional world. Again, you feel nicely and pleasant and in harmony with yourself, supported. Venus will be retrograde from 23rd of July till the 4th of September, between 28 degrees of Leo and 12th degree of Leo. I mentioned the degrees, so you can check if you have your IC or MC, IC and MC in those degrees, because then Venus 3 times will be crossing them. So stimulating 3 times your career and family points. But I must warn you, while Venus is retrograde, it's not a good thing to start doing new Venusian things. Because then when she goes back direct again, you might change your attitude, your preferences, your likes and dislikes, change your mind overall. So when Venus is retrograde, it's not a good time to start beautification of your home, some home repairs, to buy some new furniture, for instance, to overall to start a relationship, to make plastic surgery, to change your style, to do some beauty procedures, especially if it's something spontaneous, especially something for the first time. Because yes, while Venus is retrograde, it's good to finish those things, to do them for better result, second chance, second attempt, okay? Going back to something you quit in the past, revisiting your history, your past, your country of origin, your home city, meeting again with your parents, smoothing out the relationship with them, right? So repairing something in a Venusian manner, bringing more like balance, harmony, love somewhere at your home. Maybe you will decide to rent out or sell your property. But again, it's better while Venus is retrograde to do your research, to compare the prices. If you want to buy something, choose, do the choosing. If you just met someone, then just hang out together, look closely at this person. Don't jump into new conclusions or relationships. Don't do spontaneous actions, because you might be with these rose-colored glasses and judge badly the situations and people. But it's good to reassessment. It's good to evaluation and re-evaluation, because Venus is about values. She rules you, Taurus. She rules second house of finances, of putting value onto object, work, people, time, efforts, knowledge, right? So here you might evaluate or estimate the price of your home, the price of your property, of the real estate business, and so on. You might learn about it. All right. Then Mercury will retrograde 3 times in 2023. The first time will be from 21st of April till 15th of May in your first house, Taurus. He will go back and forward between 5 and 15 degrees of Taurus. So you might, again, reevaluate something, plan something, negotiate something, change your environment, travel somewhere back and forward, look for documents. Be careful, because then people might misunderstand you. Yeah, the communication that is coming out from you. You might change your plans and ideas several times. Then, from the 23rd of August to the 15th of September, Mercury will retrograde in Virgo in your 5th house. So you might reestablish contact with your children if it was lost, see them again. You might meet some lovers from the past, go back to some old hobby or inspiration, reassess your business plans, or come back to finish something in your business. And then from the 13th of December and until the 1st of January 2024, Mercury will retrograde from Capricorn to Sagittarius. So covering the areas of your studies, travel, so you might go back to school, finish a degree, reestablish contact with foreigners, finish maybe finally the court case, gather documents, reevaluate your investments, resign the contracts with the bank, mortgages, loans, scholarships, apply for second time. You might be given second chances, meet some lovers from the past once again, and so on. At the end of this forecast, I want to point your attention that when you look at this chart, which might be, let's say, your chart, just that the planets are missing, of course, but look at this, how the transiting big outer planets are all in your left hemisphere. So we're talking about personal willpower, not depending on others, not advising with others, not waiting for the destiny to push you or something. No, you are the creator of your own fate, of your own destiny. You can be proactive. Look at this. The North Node of development of the future is first in your first house. So it's like personal actions in the world. Then in your 12th house, it's like liberation and letting go. Pluto and Saturn deal with your social houses, the most visible ones. So it's your social status, it's your public reputation, it's your achievement in the world, it's your expertise, your knowledge, your personal opinion. You will be expressing yourself out there in the world. So you will be supported by the true people in your life, the faithful, the loyal ones. There might be and probably will be changes in your career, in your home environment, and you might be the one who will be provoking them in order to free yourself from the old, from the toxic relationships, from the old problems and worries. And you have all the support from the universe and from your roots and family and ancestors as well, remember. So Very important is your really social mission. Look, this quadrant here, the fourth quadrant, is the area of life of presidents and leaders of countries and people who take care of the society. They're selflessly working for the better and the improvement of others. So maybe this will be your vocation and mission in life, at least next year. So dear Taurus, that's how this general forecast looks like for you. As you can notice, I always try to make even the general forecasts as more specific as I can. Nevertheless, I would like to share with you what personal consultations and astrological services I offer. There are two of them. On the first place, there is the natal chart reading, but I call it the natal chart analysis. I always recommend for people who haven't yet talked with an astrologer and haven't yet discovered the specifics, the blessings and the challenges coming from their natal charts, to do this service first before the forecast, because the natal chart is like your unique fingerprint, is like the contract of the soul when your soul decided to incarnate in your body, in your country, in this epoch of the history, in this social environment, in your family, to your parents. So we can read through the natal chart all these predicaments, all these initial predispositions of your character, of your soul, of your mission in life, what you like, what you dislike, what you're afraid of, what is your support, what are your values, what are your talents, ambitions, aspirations. Remember, we don't see ourselves fully. We see ourselves in the mirror, but we still don't see our back, right? We always have the blind spot. We always need other people to know better about ourselves, as in relationships. But that's why it's also important to have these advisors, consultants, like astrologers, who can, talk to you about this iceberg, because we all see only the tip of the iceberg, and everything else, 90%, is actually submerged underwater. And this is what astrology can show you. So this is the natal chart reading. I do it as a 2 hours Skype conversation, live conversation, sharing my screen, pointing you out the chart as I did it in this video. The second type of astrological service I offer is the personalized yearly forecast. I always focus on 12 months ahead. Some people prefer to do it when the new calendar year starts, but I personally see it even better when you purchase it before your new birthday, because every birthday is the beginning of your personal new year for you, with your energies vibrating differently every year. Every year, different area of your natal chart is activated, is triggered, different planets, rulers, because we would go crazy if everything at once is active. I work on your forecasts for 3 days for one client. I write them down, I research, I use several astrological techniques for forecasting. I examine, I interpret, I analyze, and I write it down all for you as recommendations, suggestions, explanations, warnings. But mind you, my services in astrology are not fatalistic. I don't use words like always or never, or for sure you will do this and this, or this and this will happen to you. No, astrology is not ordering you to do something, to quit someone, to relocate or something. No, but it gives you the chance to understand the energies of the universe, how they play out, how they influence you, the better periods, the more intense periods, and how you can use them in the best possible way for yourself, for your life, for your development and evolution, for your growth. Because it's not always like just beautiful pink clouds around us and planets just supporting us, but it's always everything black and dark and dangerous and horrible and crisis and so on. Oftentimes it's a big mixed bag actually. So we just need to be advised to gain awareness what's going on, why is it going on, and how to use it in the best possible way, and more, even very important oftentimes, when it's gonna over, when it's gonna finish, or when it's gonna repeat again, because everything in astrology is cyclical, right? It's very wise science, our system of knowledge. And my forecasts, they're like the weather forecast. You might know that it's gonna rain, and it's going to rain for everyone in the same city, for instance. But one person, due to their natal chart personality, will go to dance under the rain and meet in this dance another soul who dances under the rain, and you will become soulmates. And maybe that's going to be the beginning of new relationship. But another person maybe will like or not like to dance under the rain, but your roof is broken. You have a hole in your roof. So if I tell you it's going to rain, so maybe it's better for you to repair your roof to make sure you're safe at home, and no water will flood your home while it's raining, right? So the same transits, the same activations in natal charts can play out differently for each individual. That's why it's so important, the personalized, customized forecasts. And yes, I say customized because I communicate with my clients. We became close for this time period that I work on your natal chart, because you have to trust me. You share with me your life circumstances, what's going on, what is bothering you, what you're hoping for. Do you have parents, children, brothers, sisters? What is your relationship, right? So your astrologer is like your psychologist. It's like your lawyer. It's kind of a private, secret information that, unless you allow it as a case discussion or in some lectures or something, it's going to stay just between you and your astrologer. You have to trust them. And I don't like to kind of propagate and push people to take my service, but I have to let you know that I do offer these private consultations, right? But I believe that each person in certain moments of their lives is guided to different specialists. And if you feel that this person is the right lawyer for you, the right astrologer, doctor for you, you will go to these people, you will trust them, and they will help you somehow. And it's the right moment of life, of time, when you will be like, okay, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to hire this person because your soul says you have to hear this now. Right? Maybe not in another time, maybe, and then people are like, okay, well, I don't need this service now. So that's fine as well. Then you don't have to know this truth that this astrologer will tell you at this moment, this particular one, right? And then I deliver this forecast. It's usually 10 pages, Word format file, 10 pages of material. As one client said, is more like a report. So you can reread it anytime you want throughout this period of 12 months. People usually print it. I know they underline it, highlight it with different colors, markers. They keep it on the table in their office or near the bed. So, as the time progresses, you read and you gain some knowledge and wisdom from the forecast. So if you would like to know more information about these services, or you would like to purchase them, I will leave my contact in the description below this video. I'm leaving there as well links to my Facebook and Instagram page, my social pages, and for the ones who find my videos pleasant, interesting, important, useful somehow in your life, I'm very happy. And for the ones who appreciate my efforts, my knowledge, my time, I leave also in the description below this video my PayPal account, so you can send your gratitude in a form of donation as well to me, to this channel. You can do it also through this heart button below the video. There is a $1 in the heart, and it's called gratitude. It's a special option that YouTube gives for viewers to as well support financially us, the content creators, by donating something like I believe from like €2 and up to, I don't know how many euros, but that's another possibility. I want to thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for watching, for liking, for sharing my videos with your loved ones, for subscribing for my channel, which really helps the channel grow. Dear Tauruses, I wish you a wonderful 2023 with powerful changes, positive, obviously, changes, positive new beginnings, with abundance, with shared love, for you to find joy and pleasure in life, to be authentic, to be strong, empowered, to have your true friends as support. Stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.